Hi guys, Amy White with Worthy Written Words, and today we're going to be working on this A Fresh Start page kit. We're in our Book of Mormons in Mosiah, chapter 26, verse 30, and we're going to be using these Bible journaling mats from our starter box kit, and we're going to put one behind just to use to protect the other pages since we're painting, and the other one we don't need right now, so we can just put that away. And we're going to be using the watercolors that come in your starter box kit. And the first thing we're going to do is use some washi tape that we don't really care about. And we're going to cover up verse 30 because we're going to paint everything around that verse and we want that verse to stay white. Next, I'm going to drop some water into the colors that I want to use, starting with blue. And I'm going to start at the top of the page, and you can see this blue is pretty light. And also you want to protect the margins if you use a lot of water like I do when you get close to the binding of the book. And so I put a lot of, like a strip of washi tape down just to protect the other page and to help keep that other page clean from watercolors that drip down there. So I'm going to put a layer of watercolor down, and then you see me getting my heat tool out and I dry it. And then I'm putting another layer down and then I dry it. And I keep adding layer after layer because that's what adds depth with watercolor. So you want to dry in between so that you can not just continually mix up what you've already done, but add additional color. And so I'm going to do blue, then red, then orange. And I'm mixing some of the orange with the red. I'm adding some of the red on top of the blue. And I keep going over and over until I like how it looks, basically. And then after I'm done with the orange, then I add the yellow, and the yellow is pretty bright, but I'll take the yellow down to just about maybe an inch or so to the bottom of the page. Now I'm adding the green to the bottom part of the page, and I actually add like a lot of detail, like little grass that's sticking up, and it's totally not necessary because after you add the stickers on top, it's mostly all going to be covered up anyways. So just add green to the bottom of your page and know that you're going to be going higher up over part of the footnotes when you add the barn sticker, and you'll see that coming up. Once it's all dry, then I carefully remove the washi tape. And if you pull and it's tearing your page, like ripping up the words off your page, then stop what you're doing and start pulling from the opposite end of the washi tape. Now, using a black Jelly Roll pen that's part of your kit, of your starter box kit, I'm outlining the white scripture that we are highlighting. Sometimes these can act a little funny when you're working on top of things like dried paint. So if it's giving you a hard time, you can just scribble on a scrap paper and try it again. Now using the white gel pen that's part of your starter box kit, I'm going to add little bits of stars to the top two corners of my page. Here's where I'm going to start using the stickers that come in the kit. Now, your sticker sheet has multiple chickens, and the reason for that is that their little feet are so fragile and small that if you're not careful, then they'll just like rip right off. And don't be surprised if it happens on all of them. But so you might want to take those little chicken feet and actually cut around them. But we're starting with the barn, and like I said, I add some more green so that it blends in with the scene better, and it just puts it on like a hill basically. And it's totally fine adding the green on top of the yellow. It just makes it look more yellow green, but I don't think it's a big deal at all. And I add some more layers so it just kind of blends in and looks more natural. When putting the fence down and the chicken down, I actually add some 3D pop dots underneath them so they stick up off the page. So you can place these two where you want them, but don't like stick them on fully until you see the part about adding the pop dots underneath. At this point, I didn't know I was going to be using them, but it's much better, I think, with them sticking up off the page. The stickers should be repositionable for the first little while after you put them on the page. So if you don't like how you have them, you can lift them up with relatively little to no damage to the page underneath. If you wait a day and then try and lift them up, then they will rip the page underneath. So here I'm putting these pop dots that come in your kit. I'm cutting them up so that they will fit the width of the fence. And I think it's a good idea to have the pop dots on each one of those rungs of those wood fence posts. And I don't show that here, but I ended up putting them on each one. That way you don't have some sticking to your page and some popped up, if that makes sense. Next, you take the black graphite paper with the shiny side down, and you put the traceable on top of it and carefully trace a fresh start on top of the graphite paper, and it will transfer it to your page underneath. Then, using the white Uniball gel pen that's part of the starter box kit, you're going to fill in what you traced, and it might take a couple layers, but when you're done filling that all in, then after it dries, you can erase any other black marks that are still there, but just do it really lightly because it will lift up the watercolor underneath. And then I'm going to outline what I just did with the white with my black Jelly Roll pen that is also part of the starter box kit. Lastly, I'm putting the rooster on my page using the 3D Pop Dots. When you peel it off, if some of the fragments of the paper come off with it, you can just cut them off. And after that's put on right on the fence post, then we're done with this kit. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that you learned something new and that you enjoyed using the watercolors from your starter box kit. See you guys next time.